Hey guys, this is P.M.R.Bonez88. I'm back, and today for my next superhero movie review that I'll be talking about today is The Crow, which stars Brandon Lee, Ernie Hudson, which Brandon Lee is also the son of Bruce Lee, which is also directed by Alex Porras. So he directed this first Crow movie, and this Crow is like all dark and gothic. The Crow is a superhero, but he's a vengeance superhero, almost like Ghost Rider. Of course, a little bit of Batman as well. So when I first saw this movie, it was interesting, and seeing the Crow in action and seeing Brandon Lee becoming as the Crow, it was so intense. But it was sad that this was also Brandon Lee's last movie, because apparently during the making of this film, what happened was one of the guns, they actually used, someone put in like live rounds or something and accidentally killed him. Well, I don't know who killed him, but it was either an accident or someone did it on purpose. So what took over was Brandon Lee's stunt double. He finished off the whole movie. So this movie starts out in it was called Devil's Night, but to see in the beginning where Ori got shot and murdered, including with his girlfriend as well. They both died during the same night. A few years later, or a year later, somehow the Crow carries his soul, and that's where Eric Draven comes back to life. And what he wants is revenge on the ones who killed him and his girlfriend. The gang members, they go out like wrecking the place and destroying the arcade and blowing up, and they go into the bar scene celebrating Devil's Night, which was a year later. So when Eric Draven goes back to his old apartment, he sees some images and flashbacks of him and Shelley were together, and the images of what happened during that night where they got killed. And his girlfriend named Shelley sees what happened. They raped her and murdered her. Now he knows what he has to do. He now has to go find the killers who killed his girlfriend, so that way he could finally have rest in peace. As he put on the makeup and the black lipstick that he used to use the makeup, and he knows what he has to do and to get some revenge, and not just really revenge, but also a vengeance. So more likely, with Eric becoming as the Crow and seeing all the makeup effects is so good, and almost reminds me of a silence killing mime, a combination of all that. But I did it before putting the makeup myself. I used the white paint and the black paint as well, just to become as a Crow, and that's what I'm gonna be for this Halloween. And by there he sees the first one, which was Tintin. He has the knives, and including this badass long leather jacket. That's the kind of leather jacket I wanted. So he fought him off. Tintin doesn't even recognize him because of the makeup. So that brings out where the story gets a little flown up. So he finds the killers one by one. When he finally killed Tintin, he was the first one to be gone down. And now he has to find the other killers one by one, so that way he could find the main boss of this whole mob. Forgot the other guy's name, but he was from one movie that I see him. He was in Alien Resurrection, dude with his long hair, and seeing that he kisses and sleep with other girls, and including this one girl that's supposed to be his sister, and that's really disturbing. Kissing and sleeping with your sister, that's really disturbing. Where Eric Draven finds them all the gangs one by one. He finds a fun boy making out with his girlfriend. He shots his leg after that, and then he simply passes out. And one line that's so hilarious, he says, "Look what you did to my sheets." That was the funniest line. That when you get shot and all you care about is your sheets and your bed. He tries to make sense with his mom and realizes that his daughter is out of the streets and approximately all alone, and needs her mother. So after that, he finishes off Fun Boy, just use all these drugs and with all the shots and needles, and just simply disappears. And also gets starred in Tony Todd. He was in it. He was in this movie as well, aka Candyman. The best epic scene ever was at the club scene, where he meets up the main leader and he runs after Skank. So after, he just stands there and saying, "Be ready to shoot me if you want." And he just like said, oh whatever, kill him already. And all the gang members just shot him off one by one, and he falls down. But apparently, in case you haven't noticed, that this dude, he's immortal, so apparently he will never die until every last murderer is fully done and he can rest in peace. The biggest epic scene, of course, was the club scene and the rooftop as well, and the music going all dark and drone, and one by one he kills them off. That was one of my favorite scenes ever, my two best scenes. And after almost that very ending, that's where he faces off the main leader boss, the main boss. And Tony Todd, however, his character, he shots the crow but doesn't really kill him. He somehow wounds him. And after the boss kills him, almost like just really kill him, just like shot him but wounds him instead. So apparently he's starting to lose his power. He's not immortal, he's not invincible anymore. So after that he goes after him, faces off in the rooftop, and he gets stabbed, but then before he rests in peace, he wants to give him something that he doesn't want anymore, which was 30 hours of pain, and he starts bleeding to death and falls and right into that one of the gargoyles' horn, right through in his mouth. So after, when he kills all the gangs, all the mobs, including the boss, he finally gets to have rest in peace with his girlfriend, and it was all supernatural. So after done talking about this film, this movie is so epic. This movie is amazing. It's dark and it's gory, really gory. And of course they made other Crow movies, but they weren't as better than the first one. And apparently I would stick to the first one. The first one was really good. Just to rate this movie, I would give it a 95 out of 100. It's a good movie, and it's really dark, and seeing Brandon Lee on action, and of course it was his last movie, so may it rest in peace. And I do have this movie on Blu-ray and DVD. So the next time for my next superhero movie review that I'll be talking about by next week, The Incredible Hulk. And this is P.M.R.Bonez88 signing off and saying is, peace!